Namaste to everyone. Much peace, much light. It's a great pleasure for us to be here, utilizing this modern technology so that we can effectively enter your homes. This allows our spiritual message to reach the entire planet in a much simpler and more accessible way. We are grateful to have listeners in various parts of Europe, and we also have many dedicated listeners in the United States who are actively sending us their valuable messages. I truly think that this is profoundly important, that we should strive more and more to effectively use technology in the service of light, in the service of spirituality, okay? So let's get started. The very important topic we have carefully chosen for the beginning of our broadcasts is indeed a profoundly significant one. The paramount importance of a true, authentic master and a dedicated teacher on the spiritual path, okay? So please endeavor to carefully follow my detailed reasoning here. Look, before each and every one of us reincarnated on this physical planet, before each and every one of us embarked on this earthly journey and reincarnated on this planet, we were in the spiritual world, in the ethereal realm, the spiritual plane. Carefully consider and absorb my detailed reasoning here on the board. Follow along closely with me here as I meticulously illustrate these concepts. Pay close attention, look closely. Here is the vast surface of our beautiful earth where the incarnated people reside, and now let's follow ourselves on a journey into the spiritual plane before we are destined to reincarnate once again on the physical surface of our beloved planet, okay? Very well then, let us proceed. There was, within the vast and intricate spiritual world, a highly organized and profoundly significant team of spirits that we commonly refer to as the Karmic Council. So, this esteemed Karmic Council is essentially a distinguished group of enlightened masters, isn't it? These wise and powerful beings are meticulously responsible for carefully preparing and orchestrating our individual descent into the physical realm. So, these wise masters, these guiding mentors, these insightful teachers will carefully study exactly where we should descend, precisely which city we will reincarnate in, which specific country we will reincarnate in, who our loving parents will be, who our immediate families will be, what intricate karmic ties we have from the past, from times long, long ago, okay? So, look closely, the Karmic Council is that important group of higher masters who diligently coordinate our entire experience on Earth. So, this Karmic group will meticulously prepare and orchestrate. So, where exactly are we going to land on this particular planet? Okay? If we are truly going to land on the surface, we must consider in which country will this momentous event occur, and who precisely will become our new family. Will we be poor, or will we be rich? Okay, so what is this already? It's a preparation for our journey on Earth. What kind of experiences will we have on Earth throughout our spiritual journey? So what does this exactly already mean? This means quite profoundly and unequivocally that we are intrinsically and deeply connected to enlightened masters, to benevolent and wise higher beings who are constantly and lovingly guiding us, meticulously coordinating every step of our intricate and often challenging journey through life, ensuring our growth and evolution along our destined path. So it's absolutely inevitable. We truly have to interact. We must seek out wise masters and experienced teachers throughout our entire journey, okay? It's very important that we understand this, that this spiritual journey will be a constant part of our lives. So now let's think about reincarnation. So we come down here to this place, you see, indeed. Reincarnation, you know, okay? So we're born, we're a tiny, vulnerable and completely dependent little baby there. So first of all, we have our parents, these foundational figures from the very beginning of our lives. Who truly remembers our parents in those earliest moments, right? Who truly remembers our mother, her touch, her voice, her presence. When you're an adult, right, you don't remember your mother anymore. When you think you're on a spiritual journey, on a spiritual path, you no longer remember your mother. That person who, from a very young age, caressed you, gave you love, gave you affection, right? Nursed you, taught you your first words, your first sounds, helped you take your first steps in life. Isn't a mother a great teacher in our lives? Do you understand? So, our mother is truly one of the most significant and profound great teachers in our lives. She represents the very beginning of our personal journey on earth, introducing us to our inherent fragility, our innate gentleness as a developing being, and our initial ignorance as a new individual. Therefore, our mother is indeed the one who warmly welcomes us into existence, the one who steadfastly supports us through the crucial first moments of our journey on this vast and wondrous planet. I'm going to show you that throughout our entire journey, we are fortunate to encounter many invaluable teachers and numerous insightful instructors. To really deny that, it is truly quite the greatest of all human ignorances indeed. In every single aspect of our existence, we are truly fortunate to have mentors in our lives. These invaluable beings who consistently support us, compassionate individuals who genuinely help us navigate this intricate and often challenging journey through life. Do you understand? So it is profoundly important that we deeply and sincerely value our parents, who are often our very first and most significant mentors. So, our beloved Father will also be an integral and significant part of our comprehensive educational journey. As soon as we truly begin to gain a profound awareness and understanding in our early lives, our loving and supportive parents will invariably impart to us our very first pieces of invaluable advice and our foundational, crucial life lessons. That is precisely why, in the East, there is a profound and deeply ingrained reverence for ancestors, a heartfelt and unwavering respect for parents, for grandparents, and for the entire extensive family tree that meticulously came before us, those cherished individuals who are in some fundamental and undeniable way intimately connected to our very upbringing, who are in some significant and enduring way intrinsically linked to our unique way of living in this world and to the invaluable teachings that have shaped us. Certainly our parents are indeed the ones who firstly start giving us the fundamental instructions about what is right? And about what is wrong. It is truly and absolutely up to the child to obey their parents and to fully understand the path of law, the path of order, okay? So it is very important for us to be aware and to know how to value our parents. In the first 3, 4, 5 years of life, up until the age of 10, our family environment, the harmony at home, the profound affection and boundless love that our dear father and mother dedicate to us, guiding us gently through our very first steps on this earth, always keenly aware of our physical fragility and our inherent vulnerability in terms of health, constantly watching over our every single move. A man who does not truly know how to properly value and honor his parents will certainly not enter the glorious kingdom of heaven, as our wise and revered great teachers consistently say. An individual must first truly understand that to successfully climb a very challenging mountain, he absolutely needs to rely upon the strong shoulders of truly great instructors and truly exceptional teachers. And without a shadow of a doubt, the fundamental foundation of our entire life on this earth is our beloved parents, right? So we must never, ever forget that important fact. I never forget my father. My father is still alive at 93 years old. My mother passed away a few years ago. She is already in the spiritual world. She is constantly by our side, watching us, observing us, supporting our spiritual work from where she is. My mother always comes to visit us here at home spiritually, whenever our spiritual brothers are late for the walk. So, folks, the connection is never lost. The love that exists between parents and children is eternal. It transcends space and time. If you have any conflict today with your father or any conflict today with your mother, know that you should be smart enough to resolve it. Resolve it. Find a way to truly set aside your personal pride, to set aside your ego. Find a way to resolve this challenging situation, because you have many important and significant debts with your parents, many outstanding debts, okay? You can't act this way with your parents. Think about this carefully, about what I'm telling you, okay? Very well? Very well. Let's move on from parents now. Let's look at another group of teachers and mentors who will be important in our journey through life. Let's go to school, right? Let's go to school.
Lá pra escola.
Afterwards, we'll get into the spiritual part, okay? Give it a little time. Don't get anxious.
Não.
So look, our teachers at school, you understand that ever since you first go to primary school, today it's commonly called elementary or basic education, or pre-primary as we often say, kindergarten. There's always that wonderful little teacher who diligently teaches you the fundamental beginnings of language.
A linguagem, né?
That little teacher who takes your hand, teaches you how to write the letters, teaches you the ABCs. Isn't that right? See how much dependence you have in this life on your teachers and mentors. You are not where you are today as an adult solely by your own merit. No, let go of that ego. You are part of a set of things, of a planet. You interact with a lot of people. And all these wonderful people are truly responsible for your entire journey, for your personal growth, for your profound awakening in this world. So just imagine that little teacher. Remember her clearly now. All of you remember that special teacher from way back then, who gently took your hand, who patiently taught you the very first steps of writing, the initial numbers, the first addition, the first division. I vividly remember. I remember all of my wonderful teachers from elementary school all the way to university. I truly remember every single one of them. And I remember all of them with great affection and profound love, because throughout my entire life I have always known how to truly respect my esteemed teachers with the greatest possible love and utmost care. Never in my whole life, never in my entire life have I ever disrespected a teacher in the classroom. Never. In Japan, there is a long-standing custom. There is a custom that the Japanese emperor, every Japanese citizen, according to Japanese tradition, when they come before the emperor, must bow and sometimes even kneel. There is only one single person in all of Japan who does not bow down before the emperor, because the emperor himself does not allow it. On the contrary, it is the emperor who bows before him. Do you know who that is? The teacher. In Japan, the emperor bows to the teacher. It is the only figure who does not bow before the emperor. And on the contrary, the emperor bows before the teacher, because of the very great value indeed given to teachers, to educators in the East. So, with that in mind, let's now truly continue. There's the little ABC teacher, then you'll have the school teacher, right? That school teacher, who will significantly teach you a more intricate and slightly more advanced realm of mathematics, will show you the initial foundational steps into a truly sophisticated and intellectually stimulating advanced academic world. Following this comprehensive preparation, you will then be fully prepared and on the verge of entering a prestigious university. Or you're about to reach the doors of the university. Nowadays, the competition is very tough, so you'll have to take a prep course, right? I want to see if, without taking a preparatory course, you can genuinely get into a university, especially a top-level university, a truly prestigious one in Brazil, if you can actually gain admission. If you don't have a good instructor, a highly effective teacher who gives you valuable tips and thoroughly teaches you how to successfully pass the entrance exam. Look, I worked for over 10 years as a physics and math teacher in top-level prep courses across Brazil. More than 200 students in front of me in each classroom. And we truly had to go above and beyond. We absolutely had to be exceptional artists, compelling actors, in order to effectively teach the students perfectly, to be able to meticulously guide them. Because it is indeed a crucial exam, a truly tough test, this intense competitiveness to get into a university. A truly good teacher opens many doors. A truly good teacher is indeed the one who opens the most effective paths to the student's learning and understanding. And I know just how incredibly important this vital work truly is. I have seen my friends who are teachers exhausted from teaching in the morning, afternoon, and evening. They would rush, travel to another city to give courses somewhere else. They arrived tired, but still entered the classroom. They transformed themselves, became artists, became people who, with a lot of love and care, were there giving a show of a lesson, a show of exercises, so that the students could get the most out of their learning. So I know how to value a teacher, not because I am a teacher, not because I have been a teacher my whole life. That's not the reason. It's because I also truly learned a great deal from them, you see. I genuinely loved knowledge deeply and profoundly. Whoever loves knowledge loves their teachers, because they are the first instructors to teach you, to guide you, to give you light, to give you strength. Okay? So we enter university. We're in college. Hey, look at that, huh? So it depends on the college you choose, right? It could be a medical school, a college in the humanities, another in the exact sciences or in the biomedical field. There you are. You've chosen a course. Imagine if you didn't have a teacher to teach you medicine, right? If you didn't have your professors to teach you to become a surgeon, right? To help you understand the biology of the human body. Man, without a teacher, you are absolutely nothing. You'll never ever be anything in life. It's so truly wonderful to have truly great teachers and to know how to properly value these truly great teachers in our lives. If today you are a professional, no matter what specific field you currently work in, never forget those dedicated teachers, those inspiring instructors, those invaluable mentors who were always there supporting you and diligently building up all that essential critical mass within you, deep within your spirit, so that you could effectively serve our society today. Okay? Very well indeed. Now then, we are going to discuss our profound spiritual journey here on earth. So let's now move on to consider the very last and significant point. This point concerns our revered spiritual masters who guide us on this path. Very well. So many of you who are diligently watching our informative lectures, who are just now enthusiastically discovering our engaging talks on the internet, who are deeply interested in embarking on a meaningful spiritual journey. So, look, many people genuinely don't know where to start, and many others don't know what to do to become a truly spiritualized being. Laércio, how do I awaken my spiritual self? How do I truly project my psychic potential? How do I become more sensitive, a paranormal medium? How can I clearly perceive the spiritual plane? How can I effectively communicate with spirits? How can I leave my body, do astral projection at night, and clearly realize that my body is a spirit, that my body is a soul, that my body is a spiritual being? How do I do that? Isn't that right? Very well then, so what exactly is my advice to you, my friend? Let's start by taking the first steps in spirituality, right? First, let's start studying other ways of thinking. Here in the West, we all know Christianity, isn't that right? Christianity, right? In Judeo-Christianity, which is the Old Testament, so the religious foundation of the West is Christianity and Judaism. So my advice to you is, start studying Christianity in depth, but the esoteric Christianity and Judaism. For that, sometimes you will certainly need a Kabbalah teacher. You will also need a theologian, someone who is a dedicated scholar of the Bible, who truly knows the Bible in great depth. If you want to learn about the more esoteric side of Judaism, you'll look for a Kabbalistic teacher, a Kabbalah teacher, who will give you the first guidance, the great mysteries, the great secrets.
someone who has studied the Bible in Hebrew, something you don't know, you've never known Hebrew. So you need this instructor, you need a master who will initiate you into Kabbalah. But let's suppose perhaps you're in tune with the East, and especially with India, right? Or with Hinduism. So you want to practice yoga. Look, Professor, I need to practice yoga. I want to practice yoga, which is a great tool for my spiritual path. Oh, please don't try to learn yoga completely on your own. You know what I mean? Don't do that. It's important that you go to a school, that you devote yourself to the master. He has been practicing for years. He has been studying yoga for years, living yoga. He has a lot to offer you. He has a lot to help you with. He has already learned so much. He has experienced a lot. He has even been to India sometimes. Do you understand? You need to value this spiritual master. He will teach you Indian philosophy. He will show you books to read. He will guide you so you don't waste your time. Otherwise, you'll be like a fool running around on the internet and seeing fantasies, because the internet is garbage. Fantasies, illusions. People say they do things, but they don't. You will study the 7 chakras. You will study all of classical Hinduism. You will study the Bhagavad Gita with the guidance of a person, a master, a teacher. It's very important that you have this kind of support in your studies. You don't need to be a slave to the master. That's not it, right? You don't need to be there flattering them. It's not like that. Nothing like that. The master is important to give you the seed, to show you the steps, to give you guidance, okay? To give you the first exercises, right? So see how important it is for us to be learning yoga. We are learning with the great yoga instructors of Brazil. We have hundreds of yoga traditions. Then you will look for one, right? Oh, Laércio, I want to practice Yogananda's yoga, Kriya Yoga. Look, let's go. Let's look for a Kriya Yoga instructor, right? I've already read Paramahansa Yogananda's book. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was wonderful. That way of living, that philosophy. So, did you connect with it? So let's go deeper, let's study, let's look for a teacher who has been on this path, on this journey for many years, who will give you the first steps. Laércio, what is Hare Krishna, huh? What about those guys who are always dancing, jumping around on Avenida Paulista or everywhere? Those ones in Indian clothes and all that. It's just another branch of yoga. They're yoga practitioners from the Brahma Vedanta tradition. Yoga, that is devotional yoga, which here in Brazil is commonly known as the Hare Krishna, right? So, do you truly want to know? Go right ahead, look for the Hare Krishna movement, check out their gatherings, try to learn from them, and see what they have to offer. You'll see it's quite interesting. There's so much. They have lectures, they have classes, they have a very beautiful temple here in Pindamonhangaba, in the mountains. It's called Nova Gokula, a wonderful place for us to visit, spend a weekend, take part in the services, and attend the lectures they offer there. So, the spiritual seeker will embark on a journey in search of spirituality. Laércio, but I truly like things from China. You know, I genuinely appreciate martial arts, right? I really do like martial arts. Can't martial arts, in their profound essence, be a spiritual path? Of course, it absolutely can, obviously, most certainly, right? So you can indeed practice martial arts. You can diligently practice Kung Fu, especially the ancient and revered Shaolin Monastery Kung Fu, which is a very specific and powerful type of Kung Fu that is exactly and intrinsically connected to the spiritual journey and personal development. You can also practice the ancient art of Tai Chi Chuan, which is a beautiful martial art that is completely harmonious, gentle, light, and can be deeply focused on spirituality. And of course, in China, you also have the profound philosophy of Taoism. You have Taoism, you have the great Taoist masters, you have Lao Tzu with his famous book Tao Te Ching, you have Zhuangzi, the great masters, you have the Book of Changes, you have all the knowledge of acupuncture, of Chinese medicine, you have all of this at your disposal.
And you can certainly take an extensive acupuncture course. You can also take a comprehensive tweener course. You can even take a detailed do-in course. You can truly immerse yourself deeply in traditional Chinese thought. You can then pick up Dr. Beckham's book and study. Seek out Taoist masters who can help guide you in uncovering the initial concepts, in understanding Taoist philosophy. I have always taught courses on Taoism, Buddhism, and Hinduism at my school. So it's important for you to go there, learn the first steps, and understand the hidden concepts behind the messages of these great masters. And obviously you will need a teacher for that. Obviously you will need a Kung Fu master, a Tai Chi master, a master in Taoist philosophy, in Eastern philosophy, to give you the first steps, to guide you on this journey. Okay? Ah, Laércio, I like Japanese art. Wow, that's great. Then you will definitely identify with Zen Buddhism. Just look at that right there and consider it carefully. You'll identify with Zen Buddhism. You'll identify with Seishinoye. It will depend on your personality. But you will always have to seek it out. You go there, attend a lecture, take a course, participate in a course. Okay? You have to truly understand that just as every single day you go to a restaurant, you pay for a delicious meal. You pay for a satisfying lunch. You pay for a delightful dinner. You pay for a quick snack at the snack bar. Your very own spirit also truly needs essential nourishment. Your spirit needs to be nourished by all these things. Then so, when you seek spiritual nourishment, you also need to learn to take 10 riets, pay the teacher, value the work they're doing. Because just as a skilled cook prepares delicious food for you to eat, and you then go there and pay at the restaurant to have a satisfying lunch, perhaps 30, 40 reais, depending on the specific restaurant. There are people, I've seen politicians out there paying more than 3,000 reais at a restaurant. Over there in France, all that wonderful stuff. So why can't you also take a little bit of your hard-earned money and generously pay your dedicated teacher, pay your skilled instructor, and truly value the important work they're doing for you? It's really quite funny. The material world is truly rather amusing, because when you go to the local supermarket, you purchase an item, you make the payment, and you come away with that distinct feeling. I have successfully bought the item, it's right here in my possession, right? It's something tangible and physical. But when you attend a class and you invest your money for a lecture, or when you pay for an entire course, you don't depart with anything concrete or material physically tucked under your arm. So people feel empty, they feel like, wow, I didn't buy anything. That's the big crucial mistake you're making. Because the teacher sells you a product, he sells you food, but the food is truly inside you, deep in your very soul. He put it inside you, you have fed on it. In precisely the same way, when you eat, your plate is left completely empty. You leave and you don't feel like you're taking anything with you, but it's inside your stomach. But spiritual nourishment is the kind of food that's inside your consciousness, inside your heart, inside your being. The teacher then sells a product. Invisible to you, he effectively sells you an intangible, immaterial product. That's precisely why most people truly don't value teachers. They genuinely think teachers should give this valuable knowledge away for absolutely free, that they should just hand it over for virtually nothing. But that's simply not how it actually is. A teacher gives it for free if he wants to, if he thinks the student deserves it, because he's working just like anyone else. He studied a lot just like anyone else, like a doctor, like an engineer, like a mathematician, like a physicist, like a dentist. He practiced Tai Chi with Gui Fu his whole life, worked hard for it, so that later he could go and teach you, take you by the hand, give you your first steps in Tai Chi, your first steps in Kung Fu and Shaolin. So what? So we also need to understand and value these masters. These masters have a very important intuition. So look, we meticulously study all these diverse lineages, examining their intricate histories and evolutionary developments, and all these complex paths are much more easily understood and analyzed. It is much easier to walk when you have a teacher, when you have a great master to guide you. I had truly many masters in the Eastern tradition. I had dedicated teachers who taught me acupuncture, teachers who meticulously taught me therapeutic massage, teachers who taught me my initial foundational steps in the ancient discipline of Kung Fu, my initial foundational steps in the graceful movements of Tai Chi Chuan, teachers who taught me the profound principles of yoga, and I vividly recall them to this very day. And through my profound mediumship, now we're going to delve into this intricate detail. Through my spiritual mediumship, benevolent spirits have always been steadfastly by my side. Now, the truly enlightened spiritual masters, those who are far beyond the confines of the material world, those who reside in another elevated dimension of reality. So these wise masters are an integral part of my inner spiritual training. These extraordinary masters, through their immense wisdom and profound guidance, have consistently illuminated and guided my spiritual journey throughout all this significant time. And I, as a medium, as a sensitive, I organize meetings in my work, spiritual gatherings where I channel, I incorporate these masters so that they themselves, through my mediumship, through my body, can teach the people who are sitting in the circle, sitting in the group, who have doubts, asking questions about guidance for their lives. So you see, mediumship has always been a truly significant and powerful tool in Brazil and in other diverse places around the world to effectively bring enlightened masters from other profound dimensions of reality, to bring spiritual masters from the ethereal spiritual plane in order to gently open a crucial door and comprehensively teach humanity about this fascinating other side of life, about this inherent spiritual nature that profoundly exists in various other dimensions of reality. Today, we have reached a profoundly significant point, folks, a pivotal moment in our planetary spirituality where we are now actively receiving profound and essential guidance from powerful star masters. Just look at that phenomenon, from the wise masters of space, those advanced beings we refer to as extraterrestrials, right? You get it? And we have in the field of ufology the so-called paracontactees, right? The paracontactees. These paracontactees are all individuals who have contacted extraterrestrial intelligences through their psychic abilities, through their paranormal faculties, you understand? And they bring forth messages of instruction. They also bring forth guidance. Just like my own work, I have done this for a very long time. So I also have some extraterrestrial masters of my own indeed. I have a large number of beings who walk by my side, just like spirits, just like Eastern masters, and also Brazilian spirits who walk with me and guide me all the time. So do you understand that it's inevitable to open your eyes and realize that you have a bunch of masters by your side? The truly wise person is indeed the one who notices how many masters are truly around them in their daily life. It's the cat, it's the dog, it's the bird, it's the flowers. It's all these beings who are constantly here helping us. If you have a truly keen eye, you will undoubtedly learn so much from them. How many accomplished masters have learned profound insights by observing various animals? How many skilled masters have diligently imitated these animals to create the intricate forms and fluid movements of Tai Chi Chuan? So, the truly wise person is indeed the one who perceives a master in everything around them. They see the master in the air, in the stars, in the plants, in the flowing stream, in an ant passing by. If you have a keen eye, you will know how to learn lessons from everything around you. Because we are students on this journey of life. We are always truly eternal disciples on this profound journey through life. There will certainly come a time when you will play the important role of a teacher. You will play the role of a guide. It is inevitable in our lives that we learn, and it is inevitable that we teach. This is the natural order of things, okay?
So basically, that's what I wanted to share with you. I wanted to make this idea very clear. Follow this profound idea with me, because I truly want to show you just how incredibly much a dedicated teacher can genuinely be an integral part of our spiritual path, can indeed be a significant part of this remarkable journey through life, right? So, I have one last very important and crucial tip to give you here on this ongoing journey. So, please pay very close attention. Now, imagine the following scenario, that you currently live in a bustling city, okay? Here's a bustling city, and you are right there, living your life within the vibrant confines of this very city. Now imagine that quite far away from your familiar city, but majestically situated high up on the peak of a towering mountain, there lies the legendary Book of Supreme Wisdom. This profound book is a book in quotation marks, indicating its extraordinary and perhaps metaphorical nature, okay? Pay close attention. It's not something real or material, no, it's subjective. So the book is actually there, of the Supreme Wisdom, that when you open its sacred pages and carefully read it, you practically become truly enlightened and profoundly transcend. But the arduous journey to that distant mountain is indeed very, very long. So tell me, what exactly do you plan to do then? You get into a car, right? You get into that particular car with the small little wheels, ta-ta-ti, ta-ta-ta-pa-pa-pa-pa, and you then drive it all the way to the very foot of the majestic mountain, because that's precisely where the paved road ultimately ends. Look, the road is very soon going to end, and indeed you then have to get out of your vehicle, and now this part of the journey will have to be on foot. You'll have to climb on foot with considerable difficulty until you finally reach the very top of the mountain to fully satisfy yourself with the ancient Book of Wisdom. So look, in this journey, the car symbolizes your mind. It symbolizes everything you've learned from your teachers. So look, up to this very point, all your teachers will indeed guide you, will teach you, and so on, but from this moment on, you are now truly on your own personal journey. It's that journey where you go inward, that truly profound and deep inner dive, achieved through dedicated meditation practices, through a clear and illuminating insight, and through a transformative inner experience. So that's when you truly leave your own mind behind. You completely let go and begin climbing the mountain on an inner, deeply personal journey. But your dedicated teachers and wise mentors are absolutely inevitable to guide you to this crucial point in your journey. From there on, yes, we are all alone. We all have to climb this mountain by ourselves, without our teachers, without our instructors, without anyone, until we truly reach the profound unveiling and the complete awakening of our own inherent spiritual consciousness, which the revered masters often call true enlightenment. Okay? So that's truly it for now. Namaste, much peace and tranquility to you all, and until we meet again, I wish each and every one of you much peace and serenity.